and we'll have a lovely wedding and a beautiful baby. And maybe fool them all. Love, Patty. What am I doing?
Mrs. Brown, you mustn't move. There is nothing that can be done. Once the miscarriage started, there was nothing the doctor or anyone else could do to stop it. Please lie still. You have just had a D&C and you must be very careful. The doctor did all she could. Now it's up to you. Later on, you can have another baby. The doctor didn't say you couldn't have another. All she said was that it might be difficult. Your boyfriend will understand. He won't love you any less because of this. You will see.
How can I marry him? He's only trying to take care of me, and he trusts me. I can't go through with this.
You can't go through with what, honey?
Hey, what's the problem, sweetheart? Today's your wedding day.
Bobby, I can't go through with it. I'm not such a terrible person. I feel guilty.
You feel guilty about Pat?
Bobby, you don't know how bad I've been.
Quinn's an innocent man.
It's not me.
And Chloe can prove it.
I remember it all. It was Gus.
But when the real culprit is fingered...
You're not a killer! Shut up!
He won't go down without a fight.
Nicole!
Watch Days of Our Lives weeknights at 6 and 11 on SoapNet.
This September, The Chew helps make every day an occasion.
When I make barbecue sauce, my secret ingredient is coffee.
Mac and cheese. I love using rosemary and goat cheese.
Fresh ideas for food, life, and style.
Nothing beats fresh organic cookies from my favorite bakery.
Sure, you could use an ordinary base, or you could use your imagination.
Don't oversauce your pasta. Just a little bit goes a long way.
Fantastico!
Join The Chew for a bite. Weekdays. Premieres Monday, only on ABC.
BareMinerals is the original. Millions of women worldwide love BareMinerals because it changes more than your skin.
BareMinerals will change your life.
This is smooth, it's nice, and it covers. I like that.
BareMinerals is the only foundation I would ever use. Ever.
100% pure BareMinerals is not like any other makeup. It looks like beautiful bare skin while it covers whatever you want it to. No matter what your skin type or condition, BareMinerals is for you. Best of all, now is a great time to start going bare, because right now you can get everything you need for flawless coverage. And a new favorite, Click Lock Go, gives you a spill-proof way to take BareMinerals foundation with you anywhere. We also have an exclusive bonus collection worth $57.95, free. And it's all yours for more than 75% off retail. Our introductory Get Started kit includes BareMinerals foundation for flawless coverage. We promise a perfect shade match or your money back. You'll also receive warmth for a healthy glow, Mineral Veil, the ultimate finishing touch, and BareMinerals Professional Flawless Application Brush. Call right now and you'll also receive 3 fabulous full-size and totally free gifts, including BareMinerals Flawless Definition Mascara. Purchased separately, you'd spend over $120. So our original Get Started kit was a great deal at 2 payments of $29.99. But if you call right now, this entire 7-piece set is yours for just 1 payment of $29.99. That's right. Order direct and receive everything you see here for only 1 payment of $29.99. That's over 75% off the retail price, a savings of over $90.
It's not expensive. It lasts for such a long time.
BareMinerals is my miracle.
With our 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose.
To save over 75%, call 1-800-235-3320. ESCO, you can receive this handy compact. Call 1-800-235-3320 now.
Hi. Mind if I come in?
Do you mind?
Visitors are always welcome in hospital, as long as you don't mistake where I am. Glad to have someone to talk to. Pull up a stool.
Wow, it's really hard to resist charm like that. I'd probably leave if I didn't love you.
Well, how are things with the Ryans?
Terrible. Pat and Delia are getting married today.
Sorry to hear that.
And I'm going to be there.
Ryan's rally round.
For Pat. Not for Delia, and not in celebration. It won't be the way it was for you and me.
Mary, please.
It's a statement of fact, that's all. It'll be in a judge's chambers instead of a church. It'll be with Judge Murphy instead of Father McShane. To Mother and Don in the eyes of the world and the church, Pat and Delia won't be married at all. But Delia's baby will have a father and be protected, which is something.
So every time you see pregnant Delia, you're reminded of us.
Jack, everything reminds me of us. Every time my little friend here kicks or stretches or decides to take a walk, reminds me of us.
Maybe, this isn't such a good day for a visit. Maybe you should stop coming around here.
Except that I'd rather be here with you, fighting or hurting each other the way we do than anywhere else.
Yeah, well, I can't say the same for me.
Please don't.
Don't what?
Don't try to send me away. At least not until you heard a proposal I have for you.
Mary, if it's about my staying with you after the baby is born...
Jack, it isn't. Will you listen?
Mary, I'd appreciate it if it's not something that I've already said no to.
I was thinking, after you get out of here and are completely recovered from your operation, and after I've had the baby, about a trip.
A trip?
I'll leave the baby with Mother, and I want us to take a plane to Minneapolis, St. Paul. We can rent a car and drive down the middle of the country.
Follow the Mississippi. All the way to New Orleans.
With no schedule, no timetable. Just explore the river towns, poke around the back roads. Wasn't that what you wanted to do?
We hadn't even been to bed when I suggested that trip.
Maybe we could go the last part of the way in the River Queen. We might even get the same cabin.
Mary, you can't go back.
Who says so? I don't say so. Isn't that what you wanted, just the two of us alone? No Ryan's family, no baby, just Mary and Jack?
If it could only be like that.
It can be.
I was going to add forever. But it can't be forever, Mary, because it's going to end. And we have to come home, and back to the baby, and back to your family, and back to your trying to make me the ideal father, and the ideal husband, the ideal son-in-law. And I'd hate it, and I'd misbehave, and you'd be miserable, and I'd be miserable, and your father would turn 11 shades of red every time he saw me. And then I'd probably have a fight, and then you'd cry, and I'd probably end up crying or hitting someone, and we'd be right back where we are now, only a hell of a lot worse.
You're always so sure, aren't you?
I know myself. And I think I know you. Mary, give me an annulment. Find somebody else to do all those things with. Somebody who'll love you, somebody who'll be good to you, somebody who won't always fill those beautiful eyes with tears.
I don't want anybody else.
Let me go, Mary.
No.
Please. Let me go.
Not as long as you can dream about going down that river with me.
That was with Mary Ryan. Single girl, unattached. Not Mary Ryan, who's the mother of my child.
You don't know that. You've never seen this baby. It won't be true.
If I hurt you bad enough, then will you let me go, Mary?
It's an open invitation, Jack. I hope you'll at least think about it.
Nothing's gonna change it.
I'm not gonna let you do this. I'm not.
Hello. Is this a bad time? I thought if you had a moment.
feeling guilty about getting yourself pregnant.
Bobby,
Just remember this. Pat understands all that. He's willing to marry you anyway.
I know that, Bobby, but you don't seem to understand
Honey, it's going to be all right. Sit down. Now, it's going to be all right because the both of you guys are making an effort. And the two of you, you must have something going on between you if you still care about each other after all these years.
Do you really think so?
Well, I know so.
I mean, even though I've been a terrible person?
Well, Dee, you've done some things I didn't like, but I really think once the wedding's behind you, it's going to be just fine, you know?
What if it doesn't work out just fine?
Why shouldn't it work out just fine? You can do anything you put your mind to, you know that.
Somehow, I just don't think it's going to work out, that's all. Bobby, I've been a very bad person.
Honey, what's the problem? What's going on?
I'm scared. I've been very bad, and maybe God is going to punish me, and Pat's not going to marry me.
Hey. Now, who's to say what God's going to do to any one of us when this life is over? One thing I know he doesn't do, he doesn't go around meddling in people's lives because he approves or disapproves.
There's not going to be a wedding. I know there isn't.
Well, if that happens, it's not going to be any act of God. Did you and Pat have a fight?
No.
Oh, you sure?
I'm sure.
Did you do anything to make him mad?
No.
Well, then I think you're just being a little bit silly. I think you're nervous. It's your wedding day. You've been waiting so long. Yeah?
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Yeah, and there's another thing, too, you know?
What?
Well, pregnant people, I guess they have mood swings, you know, they nerves and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess that's a part of it.
Yeah. So you go on in there, you put your wedding dress on, okay? Put on some perfume. Straighten yourself up. Okay?
Okay. You are such a good and solid person. And you're the only person who doesn't feel I'm a hopeless case.
Yeah, I know.
And Bobby, you're the only one who knows everything about me.
Honey, I still think underneath all that stuff, there's somebody that really can be loved. You're gonna be all right.
I hope so. Bobby, I really love Pat.
Oh, hi. Thanks for bringing him. Well, I was over there brooding about Jill, who's off to Philadelphia with Seneca and the baby on the very day that I had scheduled that meeting with the district leaders, so anything that snapped me out of my mood and got me going again was welcome. Well, I have my dark suit and my shirt and tie and my black shoes. I just didn't have the appropriate socks. You're really down, aren't you? Well, Franco, I brought it all on myself, so how can I complain? Is it the idea of marriage that's getting to you? No, it isn't marriage. It's that I'm marrying the wrong person. Well, you won't get an argument from me about that. When I left Lem's the other night, instead of going home, I went over to Faith's. Yeah, I know. And I went to tell her that I was sorry about us, say the whole thing was a big mess. And I ended up asking her to go away with me right then and there. Go off to Maryland and get married. Well, what did she say? She said no. So then I went home, and there was Delia, who'd been crying all night because I'd promised to come over and look at some clothes she'd bought, and I never showed up. And I wound up making our wedding arrangements. Without your socks? Yeah. Well, you know where I stand in all this. Yeah. You know, I'm all psyched up to marry Delia. She's probably over there at the apartment right now, getting dressed for the wedding. I'm pretty much set here. Bob's arranged for some judge to perform the ceremony this afternoon. Murray Murphy. And yet, if Faith knocked on that door right this minute, said she changed her mind, I don't think I could go through with it. I think I'd grab her hand and start running and not stop till we got someplace that would marry us without asking any questions. Tell me, did you lay all that out to her when you saw her? Yeah, I did. I guess that's why I'm so depressed, because she said no. So, maybe this is just what's meant to be. Pat. Yep. Look. Whatever happens, good luck, huh? Thanks. You really have to go now? Yeah, I really do. I've got an errand that can't wait. Sure. Look, hang in. You're still terrific.
What do you want?
I just want to get married.
It's the wedding everyone's been waiting for.
You look amazing.
Do you take this woman to be your wife?
With an unexpected guest.
I have this dance.
Franco returns. Watch General Hospital, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.
Wanted to lose 20 pounds this month, and you could do it just like that. Introducing MetaFast, a weight loss program that's been recommended by over 20,000 doctors to help people just like you lose weight fast.
Patients have come into my office and have said to me, this is the easiest program that I've ever had to follow.
The biggest reason that I recommend MetaFast for my patients is that it works. I know that it's safe, I know it's effective, I know it has science behind it.
The change when patients do MetaFast is dramatic, especially the patients who have a lot of medical issues.
I can do things that I could not do before. I didn't go shopping because my knees would hurt so bad. I have never been healthier in my life. Even when I was younger, I was not as healthy.
I started out at 220 pounds, and I remember the day I got into a 10, I cried. That was one of the best days of my life.
Now you can get 70 satisfying MetaFast meals for free. Go to metafastnow.com. That's metafastnow.com.
For more than 40 years, you've watched their stories.
These people are a part of our lives.
This week, it's the end of an era.
It's like no time has passed at all.
Don't miss the series finale episodes of All My Children on ABC.
You're my home, and you're my heart.
Your favorite Pine Valley families, familiar faces,
Babe,
and a few final surprises.
this will take care of everything.
Stay tuned. It's time to say farewell.
To Pine Valley.
All My Children.
Mr. Desmond, isn't it?
Tom Desmond. May I?
Be my guest.
I certainly hope you're feeling better this morning.
I think I'm improved physically.
I'm glad to hear it. Because when you're sick, things have a way of getting out of perspective. Now, I know you've been the victim of a couple of unfortunate incidents.
My wife was just here trying to manipulate me. And now you're doing it. I've had enough for one afternoon, Mr. Desmond.
Manipulate means that you're not supposed to be aware of what I'm trying to do to you. But when we both know that the reason I'm here is to try to persuade you not to write unfavorably about the hospital, I don't see how that comes under the heading of manipulation.
Yeah, well, whatever you call it. Lay off.
But that's a bit difficult to do, since I have the feeling you may have my job on the line. Now, if you write an article...
Or a series of articles.
Or a book?
Or a series of books.
About a few personal experiences which, I assure you, are not the common practice in this hospital.
I certainly hope not.
Well, you'll be distorting the reality of medical care available to the Riverside community and hurting a great many people.
Tom, you're not going to talk me out of anything. So what I'd appreciate right now is if you'd just go away and leave me to the tender mercies of the hospital staff.
Now, look, I realize you're accustomed to a much higher level of medical care than you've received around here in the last few days.
To being in good health.
Well, in any event, I think you better understand some of the realities. Why don't you pick out that yellow pad? You might want to take some notes.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is a city hospital. It serves a community of several 100,000 people. The hospital itself, the emergency room, the outpatient clinic, the visiting nurse program, the ambulance service, it's a big, big operation.
It's the only hospital for some 40 blocks. Now, I'm well aware of all that.
And you don't act like it.
People don't know what goes on inside here. Now, they're out there thinking that this is a good place to be sick in. They count on it.
Exactly. They do count on it. And it's the best hospital it can be with the money it has available. You want to make it better? Well, get us more money from the city. But don't go around knocking people who are beating their brains out already.
Well, maybe the way to get more money is to expose the situation for what it really is.
Well, maybe you can get more attention to your column that way.
Maybe just save a life or two in the process.
You may remember the overworked intern who confused you with a patient having the veins stripped in one leg was the same intern who saved your life a couple of days later.
What I remember is it can be damn dangerous to be a patient around here.
When budgets are cut and the staff is overworked, mistakes can be made.
People ought to be warned.
If that's all you've understood out of everything I've said, well, I'm obviously wasting my time here.
Well, you haven't been able to con me, if that's what you mean.
I think I better leave before I lose my temper. Perhaps, after I've gone, you might consider some of the things I've said out of a sense of fairness.
If I have one.
You said it, I didn't.
Next, take a trip to the Upper West Side on Ryan's Hope. Later, spend some time in Genoa City with the Young and the Restless. Only on SoapNet. Housewives. Meet the Jet Setters. Sundays just got sassier. Tips. Sexier.
Gosh, that uniform.
And a whole lot more scandalous.
We're not criminals. We drive carpool.
The final season of Desperate Housewives, followed by the series premiere of Pan Am.
Buckle up.
Adventure calls. Sink your teeth into TV's juiciest night. Sunday starting at 9/8 Central on ABC.
New Glade Decor scents have a stylish design and gentle fragrance that don't just scent a room, they inspire it. Let Glade make an impression in any room in your home. And enjoy great fragrance all day long. Get new Glade Decor scents and release the magic.
SC Johnson, a family company.
Hey, what's up with your naked toilet paper?
Yeah, I noticed that, man. Inappropriate. Naked toilet paper?
Your cottonelle roll just sitting out?
Seriously. It's primitive, man.
Yeah, you're taking it for granted. Just cover it up.
Huh, a roll cover. Fancy.
Oh, that stuff will make your day.
Toilet paper that nice deserves respect.
Respect the roll.
New Cottonelle Clean Care Toilet Paper. Get your roll cover at respecttheroll.com.
She's been a friend, the mother of your children, a soulmate. Isn't it time to let that special someone know exactly how you feel? Give her the gift she always wanted. Give her a polio vaccine.
It's perfect.
Whatever cause you're passionate about, give it as a gift at changingthepresent.org.
Everyone had a motive.
Desperate people do terrible things.
Revenge.
It's not fair, Dad.
You're right. It's not.
Protection.
He has to be stopped. But to take his life.
Justice.
I lost 8 years of my life because of him!
Who shot Victor?
The gun in the safe is gone. Do you know who did this?
One Life to Live. Weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 9 on SoapNet.
Want more of your favorite ABC daytime shows?
Just tell me.
Log on to abc.com/daytime to check out The View, The Chew, One Life to Live, and General Hospital.
You're gonna have to trust me on this.
Watch videos or full episodes.
It's kind of exciting.
Get exclusive sneak peeks. Learn about the co-hosts. Go behind the scenes.
I accidentally threw away my other shoe.
Connect with other fans and get great tips you can use.
I always buy tools for the kitchen that have more than one use.
I like it. Find it all now at abc.com/daytime.
Faith.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
You all right?
Yeah, sure. Why?
That's my way of saying that I'm sorry about the row you and Jill had over the trip to Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
I talked to her last night, and it sounded as if you were pretty furious.
I was, but not at Jill. At Seneca.
She's in an impossible situation. You know that.
Well, I don't know that it's impossible, no.
If you could just be a little more patient, Frank.
Look, Faith, I'd love to take the time and explain the whole business between me, Jill, and Seneca, but I think you have an even more pressing situation right now to be concerned about.
No, I don't. Not anymore.
Look, you know that Pat is marrying Delia this afternoon.
Yes, Bucky changed shifts with him so that he could have the time off.
And you also know that it's going to be a disaster, don't you?
Well, that's my opinion, but then I'm biased.
Well, many others share that biased opinion. For my money, Pat would be damn lucky to have you if he could. And I think that under the circumstances that, well, look, I just have a hunch that the two of you could have a tremendous marriage.
Well, thank you. If it weren't for Delia, I think we could have been very happy.
Look, then don't let there be a Delia.
I can't wish her away, Frank. Her or her baby. Pat's baby.
No, look, you don't understand. If you and Pat ran away today, the family, all of us, would get together and find a solution for Delia and the baby.
He'd always be running back to her. Every time she sneezed, he'd be after her with a tissue.
That's not true. He wouldn't.
I don't see why.
Because Delia would give up. Come here, let me explain something. As long as Delia feels that she has a chance of getting her own way, she is relentless. But if she saw Pat married to you, and happily, she'd know it wouldn't work, and she'd go off and find somebody else, and fast.
Well, she might let go, but with Pat.
Look, I just left Pat at his quarters dressing for the wedding, and you have never seen a more miserable man than he is, Faith.
But he's gonna go through with it.
Only because he feels he doesn't have a choice. You turned him down, and now there's Delia, pregnant, waiting at the altar with the family.
That's true.
And as for his letting go, he'd do it in an instant. He'd let go like there was a red-hot stove. He really does understand, Faith.
Oh, I wish I were sure of that.
Look, a while ago, you really got on my case for overreacting about Jill's involvement with Seneca. I gotta say that doesn't seem half as bad as your unwillingness to act right now.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to give him a chance, Faith. Just give him a chance. Let him make up his own mind. Do you have any doubt as to what kind of choice he'd make?
Where's Pat? Did he say he'd come over here or we would meet him over there?
Well, Maeve said she was expecting him downstairs.
Oh, good. He's probably downstairs.
Hey, listen, before you go check and see, why don't you slip into something casual, like a wedding dress?
Then it's gonna be all right? I mean, it's all gonna be all right?
It's gonna be all right.
Okay, then I'll get dressed. And then Patty will be waiting downstairs. We'll go over to the judge's chambers and we'll live happily ever after.
Happily ever after.
I don't know what got into me before. I must have been crazy or something. Bobby, I think I'll be able to manage everything, somehow.
That's the spirit. It's a good girl.
Okay.
You'll be able to handle it, honey, no matter what happens.
Unless, of course, you don't want him now, Faith.
I want him.
Well, then, tell him that. Just that, tell him.
You're absolutely right. Oh, thank you. Where is he?
I left him at his quarters.
Oh, okay, thank you. Bye.
In Port Charles, revenge is a priority, relationships are disposable, and good medical care is a necessity. Keep up with this fast-paced city with an all-new episode of General Hospital, weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.